Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP Fighting Maroons. I'm Fim Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños. UP Fighting Maroons against the UST Tigers. Final score today, 81 to 70 in favor of the UP Fighting Maroons. Okay, disclaimer agad. This may not be the best Maroon Talk episode because I was busy with work while the game was going on. So medyo pasulyap lang tayo. Doon napanood ko naman yung buong game. Kaya lang walang sound kasi syempre nag-work ako. And I was in a meet. But yeah, okay, anyway. Uh, something to note on this game is that JD Kagulangan did not play at all. He was dressed up. He was on the bench. But he was not able to get some minutes. God knows why. Press release was he was feeling under there, but he was there during warm-ups, actually warming up. So ako, baka nga may sakit talaga siya. Baka hindi. We don't know. Quite uncharacteristic, but then again, UP getting an 11-point win over a dangerous UST Growling Tiger squad. So we'll take this win, of course. Story of the game was similar to how Adamson played or how Adamson started this game. UST also had a good start offensively for this game. So when I first tuned in, they led by as much as like 14-4 or 14-7, ganyan. Their biggest lead was 9 points. During the second quarter, 25-16. So early on, just like Adamson nga, UST was making their shots and UP wasn't. Parang ganun yung napansin ko. Or slow start lang siguro on our part, on UP's part. But kasi come the second quarter, uh, medyo nakahabol na tayo. First quarter, 23 points for UST, only 16 for UP. Actually, not that bad. We were able to hang in there despite the slow start. Second quarter naman, 24 points for UP, 19 for UST. So medyo dikit na to. We were down by 12, if my math serves me right. But then again, come the third quarter, 28 points for UP, 21 for UST. So ito yung medyo talagang you were getting your groove right already. Right out of halftime. I think we had a 10-0 run, if I'm not mistaken. Mainly by Francis. Harold din yata. Again, I was busy working, but kasi halftime it was 42 to 4 to 30. Ano ba? Sorry. Yeah, 42 to 40. 40 to 40. Sorry. Ano ba? Yes. With UST having the lead heading into halftime. Then yun. UP went on a tear. When I checked, parang 52-42 agad yung naging score. Siguro around 2 minutes into the third quarter. So sobrang lupit nun. Um, our our starters were QMB, Jerry Abadiano, Jan Felicilda in place of JD Kagulangan, of course, Mark Belmonte, and Jacob Baila. So pretty much the same group of starters we've been seeing throughout the games, at least here in the first round. So nagulat ako agad na ba't si Jan yung nasa loob when the game was starting, no? So doon pa lang hindi ko na alam kung ina-experiment ba na JD coming off the bench or talagang sadya na si Jan ay pasok. But this is something na we've seen just for today, this first round this season. And yeah, when Oh, fourth quarter pala, 13 points for UP. UST had only a measly 7 points. So nanlamig. Nanlamig ang UST during crunch time. And to back that up, we actually have the fourth quarter stats thanks to the chief statistician Pong Ducanes. We outscored UST again 13-7. UST shooting 2 out of 13 in the fourth, while UP had 5 out of 12. We shot 3 out of 7 free throws. They shot 2 out of 4. They had 4 turnovers. We had 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter. Rebounds, 8 for UST, 13 for UP. So yun nga, we were making more rebounds than they were. Hence, ganun sila kalamig shooting from the field. Padrigaw had 3 points. Maneta had 2. Nick Cabanero had 2. And that was it. That was it for them in the fourth quarter. Luckily for UP, top scorers were Harold Alarcon, 4 points. Francis with 4. 3 for Janjan. 2 for Jerry. So a little bit of something for during that tight fourth quarter in a way. Tight fourth quarter scoring. Buti na lang talaga, UP had a sizable lead already heading into the fourth. So, and it helped na hindi nakakashoot yung UST. Oh, so if we're gonna look at the stats here, as I've been saying the previous episodes, if Mo Tongkara works, produces, is effective for UST game in game out, they can usually get the win. Mo Tongkara finished with 21 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, with 90% field goal shooting. Is this correct? 2 out of 2 from downtown. Hindi ko nakita yun, ha? So yes, nag-produce. Nag-produce si Motong Kara. Ang problema, it was a three-man team. After Motong Kara, top scorer was Nick Cabanero with 15 points, 3 rebounds. Fort Padrigaw with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 7 turnovers as well for Padrigaw. And yung sumunod na sa kanila is Kyle Pananado with 5, Limit with 4, Christian Manaytay with 4, Danting with 3, Jello Crisostomo with 3, 2, Mahmood with 2. And that's it. Ma Asido, Estacio, Ecolaure, Jeremy Robinson, Callum, and Migs Pangilinan with no points at all. Okay, let's talk about rebounding. From those who didn't score for UST, Asido had 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, one rebound for Laure, 1 rebound for Robinson, 1 turnover for Pangilinan. So this is what I'm saying na, okay, Motong Kara showed up, but the problem was his teammates did not. We can say that Nick Cabanero showed up as well, but the problem is his teammates did not. Fourth Padrigaw showed up, but he threw 7 turnovers despite his 14 points and 6 rebounds and 7 assists. But his teammates did not show up. So if this would be the well, yeah, they had a good first quarter. They had an okay second quarter. Scoring wise, third quarter medyo okay din. But the problem is defensively, they gave up 28 points for UP in that third quarter, and that in itself proving to be a pivotal quarter for UP at least in this season or maybe even the preseason. So ngayon, medyo deadly yung naging adjustments ng UP come halftime, and they just come just charging out of the gates come the third quarter. So uh this type of adjustment Hindi ko alam kung ano para siya tawagin. This type of technique or siguro character na lang. This type of character that this UP team has heading out strong in the third quarter could be their calling card this season. And if teams don't anticipate those adjustments heading out of halftime, this is often that is what most often than not will happen during these games. So we can, it's no secret siguro if I say na UP is the number one team this season. So if you're not Lasal, um, and you don't do counter adjustments as well coming out of halftime, more often than not, again, this will be the result of the second half for if you are going up against UP. So yeah, Lasal siguro their talent with their uh tactics could also um be at par with UP if ever when it comes to halftime adjustments. But yeah, it's not we're gonna see that on Sunday kung ano mangyayari. But again, way to bounce back, boys. Um, again, as I've said, similar to the Adamson game, it's nice to see the coaching staff, the players, get out of a slump within a game, not a game after, not 2 games after. Facing adversity within a game and getting back up from that adversity sooner rather than later is something nice to see. Though it could be avoided. Don't get me wrong, it could be avoided. Still, but mo naman gugustuhin matambakan sa simula, 'di ba? I guess no team would do that on purpose. Kaya yung ganitong setback and bouncing right back from it within a game is really hindi naman siya something to be not really proud of pero paano ba sabihin yan? Something to be admired siguro if to for lack of a better term. Um but yun nga, if things could change still if we don't get out of that slump within that game. So it goes either way. Um it's a risk at that. But what's good here, what yung silver lining na makita ko dito is that if we get faced with those types of challenges, yung lamangan tayo early on, lamangan ng malaki at that, siguro it's just gonna be a good learning experience for, it's cliche, pero it could be a good learning experience for the players to get their character together, get their composure together, and come back out there and win the ball game while there's still time on the clock. So ibang klase adjustment yun. As a player, as a coach, I would say hindi siya basta-basta. What's important is that you keep your composure, you stick to the ball game, and stick to your system. Unang nakita ko, most especially during halftime, lalo na yung second quarter. Pinakamasamang basketball na nakita ko for these UP Fighting Maroons this season. Dapat pala yun ako sinabi. Kasi siguro nakalimutan ko lang sabihin kasi nanalo by 11. No, but if you're gonna watch back that second quarter, maybe yung latter half of the second quarter, ang sama ng basketball, ang sama ng pinagagawa nila. Ang sakit sa mata. It's totally not the UP brand of basketball we know right now. It's not Coach Gold's basketball, I would say. Kasi sumasabay tayo sa UST. UST pretty much dictated that first half, the tempo of the game during that first half. And siguro I would say, with JD not being there on the floor, yun yung naging factor para sa team na magkanya-kanya, na magsabog-sabog during that first half. Buti na nga lang, nakakashoot na tayo nung second quarter. So, in a way, we were get to we got to put ourselves back on the game. And we were making stops as well nung time na yun. Kaya medyo nakakadikit-dikit na tayo. Pero aside from that, I'm pretty sure you guys noticed this as well. Ang sama, hindi ko alam kung bakit sila nagmamadali. You see Harold, you see Terence, you see Francis throwing up ill-advised shots for no particular reason that I could see early on in the shot clock. Like, para kung nanonood ng Season 82, Fighting Maroons, nung nung napanood ko yung second quarter na yun. I'm like, kahit wala akong sound na nirinig sa phone ko while watching the game, ang sakit pa rin sa mata. Ang sakit pa rin sa tenga, if I may. Watching that dismal second quarter we had. I'm pretty sure the coaching siguro siguro yun nga yung sinabun sila nung halftime nung nakikita ni Coach Gold na sabog-sabog yung laro nila in late in that second quarter. Ang sama talaga, hindi yun eh. Hindi yun sila Jerry, hindi yun sila Harold. Siguro gigil sila to come back in the game and score, play hero ball ganyan. Pero they could have done it better, I would say. Yung kasi yun nga, we were hitting stops already in the second quarter, but countering that, nagtatapon din tayo ng bola. Kasi nga nagmamadali for some reason. But then again, yun nga, third quarter is different story and nabawi natin all the way to the fourth. Let's talk about the team stats, the player stats. Our top scorer for this game, off the bench again, Harold Alarcon, our masked mamba. Hindi ko alam ba't hindi na sinusuot ni Harold yung mask niya. Angas pa rin sana nun. So Harold, kung kaya mo pa rin isuot yun, sobrang angas nun. Finishing with 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. But he was fouling out. He fouled out of the game. But then again, similar to the Adamson game, if I'm not mistaken, when no one else was scoring, Harold Alarcon was there for us to initiate some baskets. So again, Harold digging deep, scoring 50% from the field, 2 3-pointers, and doing a little bit of the dirty work. Harold Alarcon, in a way, ang tawag dun, bailed us out. Together with Francis Lopez scoring 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers. See what I'm saying? 3 turnovers for Francis. 2 steals, 2 blocks. Our player of the game, Francis Lopez. And for him, just a normal day in the office. After the game, parang wala siyang emosyon. But that's what we like for Francis. Again, my X factor, and so far he has not been disappointing. Together with Aldous as well. Up next, 11 points for Terence Fertea. Two rebounds, 1 assist, two turnovers. See, like I said, 2 turnovers for Terence as well. 2 steals. He was apparently Terence just attempted 1 3-pointer this game. He was 4 out of 5 from the field with 3 out of 3 free throws. Something to see is Terence evolving into some sort of a slasher slash playmaker this game. He was the backup point guard to Jan. And nung second quarter, medyo may mga pilit siya na tira na play na ginagawa. But aside from that, he was also scoring. So together with Harold, together with Francis, Sila yung mga kumakana nung nahihirapan yung teams ko more. So again, coming off the bench, that gives uh, a new dynamic to the opponent as well as the team. Hence, yung effectiveness nila was really felt in this game as well. Another one with double digits here. 10 points for Jerry Badiano, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. So these four, actually lahat naman. All of them who got on the floor contributed on their own way. That makes sense. Okay. Kasi after Jerry, it's QMB already with 8, Janjan with 8, Dikachi with 6, Aldous with 5 big points, 1-3 and that hang time and one layup pa nga yung dapat out. Hindi ko alam ba't hindi tumawag na foul on the fast break. Raylan Torres, Mark Belmonte, Jacob Baila with no points. Chico Briones, Sean Alter as well. No points this game. So siguro our scorers off the bench, some of our scorers off the bench had a hard time as well getting their shot going. Kasi yan, sila Jacob, Chico, Mark, Rayland, you know, ito yung mga ano natin eh. Ito yung mga Spitfire off the bench guys. Rayland actually shooting 1 out of 5. And Sean finally getting some minutes again. QMB, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Iba na naman yung pagkabugbog ni QMB down below. You guys haven't been noticing. He's been doing the dirty work. And because of that, it's really dirty stuff down there as a big guy. Siguro mapapansin niyo rin yun. Medyo bugbog talaga siya. But what's nice about QMB is talagang basketball lang siya. It's like he actually expected na ganun yung mangyari sa kanya once he plays here in Manila, in the Philippines. Parang in-expect niya na talagang bibigyan siya, talagang babanatan siya down there with the physical bigs we have here in the Philippines. And despite all of that, he's just being this workhorse machine, if I may, cheat code, and just being that productive guy for us, game in and game out. That's what's good with QMB. Again, this is what Malik's been doing for us the past 3 seasons, and it's nice to see na kumbaga may pumalit, may pumalit sa kanya. Um, with the same effectiveness as pretty much as Malik has been doing. What Malik did a few seasons ago. Okay. Here. Oh yeah, yeah. Points in the paint, 42 for UP, 24 for UST. That is 72% field goal shooting for us down the within the paint. Siguro higher percentage shots nga. Talking about 3-point shooting, we just attempted 19, 6 out of 19. Jerry with 2, Harold with 2, 1 for Janjan Felisilda, 1 for Aldous Tricolas. Jerry attempting 5, but from the 5, nakadalawa din siya, which is good. Ito pala isa pang interesting stat. Points off turnovers, UP scored 31 points while USC only had 11. So which means every time UST gave the ball up, every time UST turned the ball over, whether it be an offensive foul, an unforced turnover, an out of bounds play, kung ano man, UP capitalized on that. 31 points out of 81. That is, if I'm not mistaken, 2/3 or more than 2/3 of the entire score nagawa na ng UP from turnover, from mistakes ng kalaban at that. Rebounding, we were even 35 rebounds each for each team. Assists as well, 17 for UST, 17 for UP. Turnovers, itong malala. Again, hence the discrepancy, disparity on points to turnovers, points off turnovers. UP, usual average, 17 turnovers, while UST had 24 turnovers. That is a lot, my friends. 7 turnovers for Padrigao, 3 turnovers for Tongkara, 2 turnovers for Cabanyero, 3 turnovers for Paranada, another point guard, 2 turnovers for Limit, 1 turnover for Manaytay, 1 for Danting, and 2 apiece for Mahmud and Asido. That is a lot of turnovers, my friends. So, nung nanlamig yung UST nung fourth, siguro kasama na rin dito yung pagka pagkatapon nila ng bola, which gave them less chances to score, which gave them less momentum, and just was totally different, a totally different start compared to how their finish was the total opposite of how they started. Kumbaga, yun yung gusto ko sabihin. Yun. That was this game. This is the sixth win of DP Fighting Maroons here on season 87. We face LaSalle now on Sunday. So let's see if we get to do a preview episode heading into that game. Pero if not, I'm gonna try to talk about that LaSalle game heading to the final game of the first round. So far so good. Nice to see no one really getting injured for the UP Fighting Maroons here on round 1. Sana hindi ko na siya na jinx. But still a lot of things to improve on as well. It's good that we're being consistent on defense. Per game in general, I would say per game, not say we've been having slow starts. But what's good is that we get to recover within the game and finish strong and get the win. So yun yung mahalaga. So, kumbaga, it's not how you start nga, it's how you finish. So, heading into that game on Sunday versus LaSalle, first of all, it won't matter who wins for me, honestly. Kasi, whether UP wins, whether LaSalle wins, wala pa naman mag-champion dyan sa game na yan. So, it's more of a momentum builder of a win, whoever gets that win on Sunday. And siguro matchups din. If ever we do face LaSalle nga in the finals, I'm pretty sure the coaches will take so much notes for that game on Sunday, after that game on Sunday, and build off of those. Kasi yun nga, again, wala namang mag-champion finals rematch, but it's just one ordinary game within the season. So yeah, I would treat it as something as a learning game, a learning experience. Cliche. Kasi last time they faced each other, Phil Oil, ang daming wala. Wala si David, wala si Phillips, wala pa si QMB nun. So you're pretty much playing big with Dikachi, Sean, and Gani. We didn't see Gani Stevens here tonight. Siguro coming off that injury during the last game. So it's gonna be a good matchups to look out for. QMB versus Agonane. Raven Gonzalez versus sila Francis, if I may. Francis Aldous. Yan sila Sean Dikachi. Of course, the point. Oh, hindi, wala pala silang point guard. KQ and Francis, I guess. But despite all of those, it's gonna be a team match up still. The team who sticks together the most, and I say that the team who plays defense better as a team and gets to shoot, I would say secondary magiging effect ng offense on Sunday. The team who plays better defense on Sunday will get the win. I would say. Yeah. Sino makapag-adjust ng maayos, kung sino makakapag-capitalize on turnovers, kung sino makakapag-lessen ng turnovers, would get the win on Sunday. And how to do that, I believe that's what's yun yung paghahandaan ng mga teams. How to minimize turnovers, how to become effective on defense without fouling. Yung mga ganang tipo eh. Yung tingin ko yung magiging importante on that game on Sunday. Okay? UST on a slump. UE coming off a win again. 4-game winning streak. Still, I believe the hottest team on round one. So solid. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday if ever we get to have tickets. To those who will see me and Enzo on MOA. Feel free to say hi to us. We'll have stickers to give around. So hopefully makahanap tayong ticket and hopefully you get the win still on Sunday, okay? So again, congratulations to UP getting 6 straight wins, but 6 straight wins ain't nothing without a chip. So again, wala pa tayo na mapatunayan, wala pa tayo na achieve. So tuloy-tuloy lang. Just keep on growing, keep on learning, and keep on playing together as a team. Good luck to everyone. Good job, UP Fighting Maroon so far. And as always, please subscribe. As always, UP Fight. Peace. See you guys.